I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Lucas Huang, the head of growth at Tokenlon. Lucas, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to be here.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Ashton. Glad to be here.
You're very welcome. I'd love to start briefly with getting a little bit of your background in digital assets and how that led you to Tokenlon.
Yeah, for sure. So the first time I learned about crypto was in 2013, but I didn't pay much attention to it until 2016, when I was when I learned about Ethereum, while I was in school studying computer science at the University of Chicago. And after some research, crypto became a rabbit hole for me, and I spent most of my free time on it. So right after I graduate, I joined Kyber Network, which is a team building a decentralized exchange protocol. And after spending 2 years there, I came to learn that several friends at ImToken, which is a popular wallet, they are building a next generation decentralized exchange called Tokenlon, which solves some of the challenges we face in the DEX space. So I was really excited and joined them. So here today, I'm here leading the growth and the business for Tokenlon.
That's great. And yeah, Kyber Network is a really interesting exchange. But now you have Tokenlon, which is a newer decentralized exchange based on 0x, and we could talk about that. Can you just give a brief overview of what is Tokenlon, what's their instant exchange, and what makes the platform unique?
Yeah, sure. So Tokenlon is a fast and secure Ethereum decentralized exchange powered by 0x protocol. And we're using a unique RFQ, which is request for quotation system, to bring the best user experience to our users.
Mm-hmm.
And we are consistently ranked as a top 5 DEX by both volume and users.
Mm-hmm.
And from users' perspective, there are several things make us pretty unique. The first one is the competitive rates. Because thanks to our architecture, we are aggregating quotes from professional market makers off-chain. So all of them, they can market make pretty efficiently and make very good quotes. So we are able to aggregate those quotes and offer the best one to our users. And the second one is the very smooth user experience we offer. It's very easy for them. Users only need to do a few clicks and they can complete the transaction. Mm-hmm. And they always get the number of token in their quote, which is, we call it, what you see is what you get. It's not really always the case for some popular DEX like Uniswap. Mm-hmm. Those kind of automatic market maker DEX, because they are arbitrageurs.
Yeah.
And, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the decentralized exchanges have come a long way since they first, became a little bit popular in the blockchain industry. And back when I had been using Ether Delta, maybe 3 years or so now ago, it was very clunky, it was slow, and there wasn't any volume. The order books were hard to fill. But more importantly, it was hard for people to even get access to it because the user experience was really bad. And I think that's one of the keys to adoption, and that's probably partially why Tokenlon is doing so well, and being in the top 5 in terms of Dapps. Can you talk about the user experience part, and how does your team approach that in a growth perspective, and how do you retain customers and make sure that they're attracted to something that's decentralized?
Sure. We believe offering a good user experience is probably one of the most important thing in terms of bring crypto product to the mainstream, just like what you mentioned. So we spend a lot of time doing user research and interviewing our users, especially the users from ImToken wallet, which is currently most of our users coming from. So we provide a very good mobile trading experience. We started our conversion funnel very carefully and very regularly, and we try to optimize every single step there. So probably I can make an example here. Many of our Tokenlons first-time users, they are not really familiar with some concepts like Ethereum gas cost or the token authorization, but those are things that is required for decentralized exchange. But many of them, they only used central exchange before. They didn't expect those of things. So when we looked at conversion funnel, we saw that many of the users, they dropped out at the step when they have to authorize the token for transaction. And also at times when they don't have any ether for gas cost. So we provide a solution. So right now, if you're using Tokenlon in the token wallet, you can trade without wearing that you are doing token authorization, and you don't even need to have ether as gas. And the way we achieve it is we combining the trading and token authorization transaction into one single one from user's perspective. And if the user does not have ether for gas, we actually send a little bit of ether from our wallet to their wallet. So they will have enough gas to do the token authorization and complete the trade. So there are many these little stuff we did to improve the conversion.
That's great. And that is a huge hindrance for a lot of traders that don't want to have to pay gas fees for example, you're trading an ERC20 token and you only have that token, you also need ether just to pay to move that token, right? And that's one of the sort of disadvantages of Ethereum right now. But combining that actually is very that's very good of your company to do that. So actually, I really like that, and I haven't heard of that before. So
yeah, exactly. We saw many users they withdraw USDT from a central exchange and wanted to participate in either to do trade on Tokenlon or to participate in like yield farming, but they will need ether. So by doing it our way, they were able to participate in those without having ether.
Well, that's probably one of the keys that it's attributed to the success of Tokenlon so far. I was looking into the numbers, and Tokenlon has generated or is generating 22 million of annualized revenue for a Dapp that is, in the top 5 of all the Dapps. So huge congratulations to your team for that. Do you have any details on what is attributed to that success so far, and also how do you continue to grow to become in the top 3 and the top 1 Dapp?
Yep, thanks for that. So I would say the key from my personal perspective, the key is that to be always taking or talking to your users to iterate your product and being creative about the ways you can do to improve the experience for them. So for example, for the improvement I just mentioned, we call it gasless transaction. It's not, we'll call it a workaround for our users if they don't have this, if they don't have ether. But we saw good results. Like the conversion rate was up 20% because of that single improvement.
Wow.
And once your product has an excellent conversion rate and retention rate, then I think it will be a good time for you to invest in bringing more users or the traffic to your Dapp, because your Dapp can retain them.
Yeah, and I really like what you said there about the customer experience. And Jeff Bezos from Amazon says the same thing, and that's attributed to the success of now a multi-trillion-dollar company, that he was always focused on customer first and customer experience. And even CZ from Binance says the same. They just build what their customers want, right? And if you understand the customer demand properly and you can fulfill that, then I guess the growth will just come.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So also, Tokenlon is planning now on launching their own governance token, the LON token. Can you talk about what the LON token means for the decentralized finance community, and also just a little bit more about the use of governance tokens in a decentralized economy for people that aren't fully familiar with it?
Sure. So we announced our LON token about 3 weeks ago and kicked off a LON mining program. So our LON token is uniquely designed to incentive all the network participants of Tokenlon So for the loan mining program that we are currently running, it incentivizes traders and the referrers of Tokenlon. So if you are trading on Tokenlon and paying a fee, or if you are referring and bringing your friends to Tokenlon, you will receive some loan token in reward. And in the next phases, we are going to incentivize like developers and market makers as well. So like I mentioned, we already plan to incentivize for participants, but it's not really the case in the space that, for example, some DEXs like Uniswap, they are also running a liquidity mining, but they are only incentivizing liquidity providers at the moment. So we believe building a truly community-owned DEX is very important to our long-term success. And that other participants, they are equally important to our success. So that's why we distribute loan token to all kinds of participants in our network.
That's great. And Tokenlon has had a lot of growth really quickly. And as I mentioned, back in 2017, there was such thing as decentralized exchanges. So they have been around for a few years now, but it seems that 2020 has been the year of explosive growth so far. I guess in part to do with the new market making protocols that they've came out with and providing more liquidity, better user experience, and more knowledge in the industry. What is your perspective on how far along is this decentralized finance industry, and maybe do you see explosive growth continuing like it has throughout the summer of 2020, throughout 2021 and beyond?
Sure. So I think everybody can see that it already showing the sign of promising adoption this year, especially this summer, and in the DEX space. I think it's still extremely early, given that there are still billions of users. They are still sticking with the centralized finance infrastructure. So I believe the number of the users in DeFi will continue to grow and probably at least tripled next year. But it also depends on the market condition, because we saw that one of the key driven factor for this past summer was that some DeFi tokens are gaining a lot of price action in a positive way. So it draws a lot of attention from users. And we're seeing many new DeFi products securing funds this year. And so I think next year will be a very exciting year, be able to see many of them come to life and bringing more users to the space.
Yeah, I agree. And you're right, there has been some price action by some of the major coins, and having those major DeFi coins listed on major centralized exchanges as well, like Binance, I think brought a lot of attention to the decentralized space, which is great. But at the same time, that price action also brings in people that sometimes come in and then get out quickly as well. And of course, nothing goes up in a straight line. You need to have retracements as well for sustainable growth. So I think that overall, the long-term perspective in the next coming years is up, but that doesn't mean that it's going to go up in a straight line, right?
Right.
Yeah. So one last question, or maybe two last questions. First of all, about the security of the platform and the users' funds. Normally in decentralized exchanges, users are holding their own funds and can even access it from a hardware wallet or from a non-custodial wallet where Tokenlon doesn't hold the funds. Is that the case with Tokenlon right now? And if that's not a risk on your behalf to be holding users' funds, are there other security risks in the platform that you need to manage as the platform grows?
Sure. That's a pretty good question. And as a decentralized exchange, we don't hold users' funds. And the key is that users always keep the custody of their own funds, and they can trade directly from wallets. So for Tokenlon, it's saying that there's no counterparty risk there. But just like many other Dapps or the DeFi applications, there will always be smart contract risk. So like we all know that code probably can be perfect and there could be bugs. And we saw We saw bugs in some DEXs before, and there were some incidents. So what we do is we always keep. So there are two things we do basically. First one is we always make sure our contracts codes, they are fully audited by the top security firm before release. And second one is we always try to build on top of the most battle tested protocol, existing protocol out there. So in our case, then it's the 0x protocol. They have been out for a long time and battle tested, and we decided to build on top of it.
Yeah, 0x is a great protocol, so I think that's the right decision there. And we're running out of time, Lucas, but if the viewers are looking to learn more about Tokenlon or the Lon token or the 0x protocol base layer, what's the best way for them to learn more about the platform?
Yeah, sure. So if you haven't tried out Tokenlon, you're welcome to try it out and visit our site at tokenlon.in. And if you have any question for me or you want to reach out for any partnership discussion, feel free to send an email to me at lucas@token.in.
Sounds great, Lucas. I will leave those links in the description box below for the viewers. Thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. All the best with Tokenlon moving forward, and let's follow up in the near future.
Yeah, thanks, Ashton. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate your time.